Alright guys, we are back with round 3. This is going to be HelloMoto versus Root Gaming. Apparently Exile doesn't like the way I sound out Root. Root Gaming. Anyway guys, this is the quarterfinals, and this should be a really good match. I know we've kind of had stomps the first 2 rounds, and you know, that's to be expected in a tournament. The first couple of rounds are always stomps, but this one, if you guys haven't heard of these teams, of course, we watched Root in action last game, but HelloMoto, if you guys haven't heard of them, they did qualify for the defense. They're an up-and-coming European team, I believe Serbian team, and they actually crushed a lot of really good teams in order to get where they're at. So, definitely a team to look out for. Both of these teams trying to be the up-and-comers for their countries. And, sorry, I have this... I have a little postcard thing attached to some tape that's dangling down from my desk, and it is right in the middle of my monitor, and I couldn't see anything. And you know what it says? It says, "Change the overlay, you dumbass." I know.
Oh, really nice.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for last game. 4 minutes of the game just fucking shot to hell. But this time... See, I had it last game too, but it was like hanging from the bottom of my monitor. Apparently that's good enough. Now I have to have it in the middle of the screen, so I have to like move it to see pics and shit, because apparently that's the only way I'll remember. Anyway,
reserve time.
Quarterfinals, bans coming out. Broodmother and CK being banned out by HelloMoto, so no CK for Root this time. And then we got Lycan and Queen of Pain being banned out by Root so far. Now, Exiled, you played against HelloMoto, and you've actually played against both of these teams. Can you share a little insight about them?
Thanks for the introduction. You are a true friend.
Yeah, no problem.
Root, obviously, we just saw them last game. We saw they're pretty much their dominant play. They are a team that obviously communicates very well with one another. They obviously have each other's backs. Like they've been playing together. Specifically, Correa, Blitz, and Ephraim have been on a team together for 2, 3, maybe 4 years, so they're all very familiar with each other's play. HelloMoto, I don't know so much on the personal level, but I've seen them. We've scrimmed them a couple times in past tournaments. We've played them in tourneys. We've come out pretty even against them. They're kind of a wild card team, as people would say. They're very random, or they were when they played against us, and when they were in the defense, they didn't really pick standard at all. They went kind of outside the box. So I'm hoping that's what they do here. They're pretty good. And just because nobody's heard of them doesn't mean that they're out of this competition by any means.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it an out-of-the-box picks, but first pick Leshrac over a lot of heroes who are still left in the pool. Most notably, we still have Invoker and Furion. So I think that's going to be the next 2 for Roots Gaming, because you really just giving up the Furion as well to Leshrac, that's just really tough to deal with that much push. For the first 2 picks in your lineup. So I'm presuming that's going to be the 2 picks for Roots, but we'll have to see. But first pick Leshrac over those other 2 heroes. What do you think about that?
I think Leshrac actually, maybe, I wouldn't pick Leshrac over Furion, but I'd definitely take him over Invoker. He has more of an early game presence than Invoker does, only because of that edict. He can be placed in a dual lane, or he can be placed in the solo, and by the 5 to 7 minute mark, he can take a tower so easily. And Invoker can't really do that. Invoker has Sunstrike, which he can take some global kills around the map every once in a while, but Leshrac's definitely more of a early game presence.
Mm-hmm. Well, they actually, instead of picking up the Invokers still left in the pool, they're going to pick up the Shadow Demon, and wow, Invoker getting completely neglected here. We're going to see the Darkseer and Windrunner pickups, all very good viable pickups from both teams. I'm just a little bit surprised that Invoker is so neglected here. But honestly, a really good pick so far. We're going to see, of course, the Darkseer and Leshrac combined. Huge amount of team fight. And, of course, there you have your Suicide Lane Windrunner. We don't typically see Windrunner and Darkseer on the same team, typically because they're both Suicide Lane heroes. Do you think that means that we're going to see Darkseer jungling, potentially? Or is he just going to be in a safe lane, and they're going to shift up their lanes accordingly?
I think they're going to shift up their lanes. I don't really see Darkseer being jungled. I mean, obviously there is that whole potential to smoke and stack and kill with ion shot kind of thing, but I don't think they're going to do that this game. I think what they might end up doing is actually aggressive tri-laning Leshrac. It's very possible. They've done that before, so...
and just have Windrunner solo mid? Or do you put Darkseer in that situation? Which one would you rather have as your Suicide Lane, and which one your middle?
Well, if they run the aggressive Lash tri-lane, they'll have either one in mid and either one in the safe lane, and those are both really good heroes to have mid and safe. Darkseer may not like be seen as a mid hero too often, but he's one of the heroes that's not really gankable in mid as long as you have Surge at level 1. So, and then you have Windrunner as well. So they're both really hard heroes to kill. They're both fine for mid and safe lane. So it's up to them. I think they'd probably put Darkseer bot though, and just maybe get a bottle on Windrunner. But I guess we'll have to see what they do.
Right. Well, with the Invoker pickup by Root Gaming, that's going to be your solo mid, so they're going to have to keep that in mind. Of course, Darkseer not going to have the greatest time last hitting against an Invoker, as a melee hero is going to take a lot of harassment, but that's not really how Darkseer usually gets CS. It's usually just spamming Ion Shells, getting your Soul Ring, and then spamming more Ion Shells. So, but I'm presuming that we're going to see Windrunner in that lane, just because there's... I see Darkseer being a bit better as the safe lane, just because he does have some chase. If he's versus a tri-lane, he's going to be, I feel he's a bit more safer there, just because the potential for Ion Shell to do a harassment. And if he's solo, well, then he has this big old long lane to chase down a hero if he ever gets in range with an Ion Shell on himself.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I mean, Windrunner's obviously, like, she can farm, but Darkseer is probably the safer one to solo in the longer lane, or safe lane, whichever they choose to do.
Alright, well, we're going to see Animage and Brewmaster banned out by HelloMoto, so that hard carry, and then, of course, the massive team fight that Brewmaster combined with the Shadow Demon, which is just a little Z lane by himself, but then you add in the great team fight that they're going to have from Invoker. I think that's just a really smart ban. It's just going to be too much to deal with. And then Enchantress and Sand King banned out by Root Gaming, taken away. Of course, Sand King always paired up with the Leshrac. That's just a great little setup right there. But any sort of setup stuns combined with Leshrac are going to be golden. They've already taken away Shadow Demon, picking him, who is another one of the best supports for a Leshrac. And Lich pickup. Now, does this mean we're going to see not an aggressive tri-lane here, but a 2-1-2 with Windrunner and Lich, and just Lich just constantly denies?
I think that's what they're probably going to aim for now. See, the two bans that Root banned out were actually really good. Because the enchant ban, obviously, it was kind of like the situation last game. If they would have aggressive tri-laned with that enchant top, they would have probably taken lane control. So they banned that out, so there was just no jungler for them. And the Sand King, obviously, you know, like you already said, the dual lane with it is so strong.
Wow, Earthshaker pickup being next on for Root Gaming. So they have a really I mean, that's just going to be a powerhouse tri-lane. Now, what do you foresee as their carry? Do you think it's going to be Morphling or Riki? I mean, those are the two heroes that pop to mind for Root, but what do you think?
I mean, obviously you could go Mirana again. Mirana is always a hero that, like, you could just run Potom SD Earthshaker tri-lane, or you could just run Potom SD or Potom Earthshaker. Like, they have so many options, and then, like you said, there's the Morphling. Morphling's a pretty good pick here, in all honesty, because the Radiant team doesn't really have a counter for it if they decide to go with it. So it depends on what they pick right here, but Morphling obviously would be a good pick. Stealth Assassin, I don't know if they do that this game. Oh, they actually take Morphling. Oh.
So do you think Riki's going to be the pickup for Root? I mean,
yeah,
he's a great counter to Morphling.
They might end up picking Stealth Assassin or Riki here, because obviously the Cloud counters Morphling so well.
Yeah, and just all that burst physical damage that he can provide, out damaging the ridiculous amount of health that Morphling gets from just morphing to strength. It's I was playing a pub. I think you were there last night. It was what was it? I was a Beastmaster, Suicide Lane Beastmaster versus Morphling and I think Earthshaker. Dual lane. And the Bane from middle. We had a Bane middle, and he came bottom. And Morphling was actually out. He was gaining health on Bane's ultimate. He had a full Bane ultimate on him, and I was beating on him as a Beastmaster as well. We did get the kill because he ran out of mana, but it was just ridiculous. I'm like, really?
Yeah. That strength morph.
All right, so we are going to see
really
the Riki.
Good.
Which, of course, this tri-lane is like you said, the Mirana is a very strong tri-lane. This Riki one is also kind of classic Riki Shadow Demon. You set up the disruption, you set up a cloud on top of that. He comes out, he's instantly silenced, he's slowed, and you have illusions beating on you as well as a Riki. It's just, unless you have some sort of saves, any sort of stuns that can happen, you're just absolutely done for. You add in an Earthshaker as well to block you off inside of the cloud with everything beating on you, you're done for. So that's going to be, I mean, HelloMoto does have the lane to go up against a really successful tri-lane. And I'm removing that sticker and changing the overlay. Thank you, Azu. You're such a good guy.
Prepare for battle.
I always tell my cameraman and co-caster, I forgot last time, and I was like, please say something in chat so I remember. But anyway, if the HelloMoto does have the dual lane, I mean, if you're gonna throw anything against such a great tri lane, you know, why not the Windrunner, who in a suicide lane is very good, and then actually they might be soloing Lich and just having Lich throw all the denies with Darkseer instead going top. What do you think about that?
I was actually going to say that they might have ended up doing that Lich Darkseer lane, only because there's just permanent harassment from the Ion Shell, and the creep deny obviously is really good, and I think, so they are doing the Windrunner solo instead of the Lesh, which I don't know how I feel about that, because I've always liked Lesh more as a mid versus like any hero, just because Lesh mid is just so dangerous. But Windrunner mid, that's also a great thing. And Pimpalicious' Windrunner is actually really good. It'll be an interesting matchup to see. I actually really like this matchup.
Well, what do you think about Root switching up? I mean, typically we see Nature's Prophet in the suicide lane, just because he throws down those trees, he backs up the lane a little bit, which allows the lane to push straight to his tower. He gets a little bit of experience, he gets level 2 off of that, next thing you know, he's able to teleport and get some ganks. Instead, it looks like they're doing an Earthshaker Invoker dual lane. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think that Root was expecting them to put the Morphling bot. I think that's honestly what it was. I think they wanted to see the Morphling Lich mid, which is why I think they put Fury on there. But right now, this is because if they would have put Lich Morphling mid, obviously they would have had Windrunner bot, and Earthshaker against the Windrunner is obviously a really strong matchup, as to where against the Morphling it's not gonna work.
Right.
You know, so I think that's probably what they were aiming for. But I don't think they're gonna shift around their lanes, because obviously they'd have to do so much teleporting for that, and it'd be a lot of gold. So I think they're just gonna go with what they have now and see what they can do.
Yeah, as it stands, at the very least, though, Invoker will be able to typically outlast hit a Morphling just because of that extra damage. He is going for an Exort build right out the bat, but eventually they're going to have kind of a harder time, I think, once Morphling and Leshrac get some little bit of levels, once they start hitting the level 3 or 4 area. I think just the pure power of both those heroes in the laning phase so early, I think they're going to just be able to potentially get some kills on Root.
Yeah, especially since this look at the Invoker skill build, he's going Exort, so he's obviously going Sunstrike, maybe Cold Snap as well, but he's not going to have Ghost Walk. So if they hit level 3, the Morphling and Lesh lane, they're probably going to end up being able to take a kill on that Invoker. And that's really going to help the Morphling out.
Well, that is going to be the lane to look out on, but there is at least nice little plays going on at top. Of course, the Lich is just going to be constantly spamming the denies. So the lane is eventually going to push, but F-Brain, he was able to get the pull to the bigger creep camp, which they try and counter with the Ion Shell. Now they're fighting over the Big Bird, which is really important, blowing the Nova, but this might put him in a little bit of danger here. Korea's going to be able to get off at least a couple of auto attacks and do some harassment, but they did get that extra creep, which is so much golden experience for that early on. Meanwhile, it looks like Leshrac is trying to set up somewhere. He's going to have a hard time hitting that stun, especially at level 1, but if he does, combined with that Edict, and then you throw a waveform in there as well, I think they could just absolutely crush this dual lane as long as they're able to fight outside of this creep wave.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to, the bot lane is definitely going to be one of those lanes where both teams are going to have to catch him out of position. So this game's definitely more passive than the last one based off these picks, because obviously a Lich lane is always a passive lane, and then the bot lanes, they're gonna play passive until they catch them off guard. So mid lane is mid lane's also passive, because Windrunner doesn't, unless she plays Blitz or outplays Blitz really well, she's probably not gonna get a kill. And Furion's obviously not gonna get a kill. It's gonna be when Furion starts TPing around is when the action happens. But if you look at mid, look at the CS. Windrunner has 16 CS and Furion only has 7, and Windrunner has more denies than that Furion almost has CS. So that's not looking good for the Furion here.
Yeah, I was just about to talk about that. He was able to get his bottle, and Blitz was picked up the invis, but from here on out, I'm expecting Windrunner to at least challenge Ruin. So I think with that bottle, she's probably just going to go to one lane. But actually at bottom, we're going to see some action. Edict is going off. Level 2, they're trying to jump on Betas, but here comes the teleport from Nature's Prophet. Going to soak up some of the damage. At the very least, Morphling is able to pick up the Earthshaker, but he might go down. Actually, Sunstrike is going to land. He's going to start morphing to Strength, and look at all the health he's gaining. It's just so ridiculous. He's going to run out of mana here in a second or two. There he goes. He's all out of mana, but they don't continue chasing because the Windrunner was on her way. So that is the only thing that I think that Nature's Prophet is really going to have to do, is just teleport around as a solo middle. That is expected of you. Is just, but look at the Windrunner. She's just sitting on one rune area, just hoping to get lucky pretty much so she can refill that. But actually, she grabbed the haste. I didn't even see the rune pop up. But that means she pretty much wins this lane now.
Yeah, I really don't think there's anything that the Furion can do now. So he's probably just going to end up leaving the lane, like just teleporting around. Because that's the only thing he can do now. And this Windrunner, honestly, she can go on him whenever she wants because she has a haste now. Probably gonna just try to hit a power shot first and then just go.
Right. So Blitz gonna have to play very, very safe. He's gonna need to bring some sort of potion or something, because otherwise, even if he teleports, it's gonna be kind of risky. Leshrac taking a bit of damage at bottom, but nothing too big happening. Top took a little bit of harassment from that Darkseer, but all around that should be just a really passive lane. Nobody should really die in either one. It looks like Blitz is gonna go down. He's gonna try and teleport. Pimpalish is looking for it, but he does get the last hit right before the teleport gets off. So very nicely done. And that just, I mean, he's level 6 now. Blitz is just not going to be able to do anything mid. Do you think they should switch up the lanes now? Or should they just try and just full man gank?
Well, the only lane, there's not even really a lane that this Furion can gank, which is really unfortunate for him, because if you look at top, he might be able to get a Lich kill. But you have to remember there's a Darkseer there, and Vacuum kills trees. So Sprout's not going to be too useful there. And then there's bot. But Lesh has a Tango on him, and you're not going to kill a Morphling. Or you are. You might be able to kill a Morphling, but you're going to have Stealth Assassin there too, you know? So this Furion's not really doing as well as they thought he'd do. So what I would recommend him doing, or what I think he should do, he should probably just go to the jungle. Well, obviously we're not left to lane, so he can get farm mid now, but he should probably just go to the jungle and just start leveling his trees up and farming there, because he's not even going to win against the Morphling either, so it's not really, he doesn't really have a lane that he can farm in.
Right, and that would help provide just a little bit of more protection to top, because as it is, you're talking about a Darkseer versus a melee trying to farm. That Ion Shell is just so ridiculous early on. It just absolutely crushes, especially agility melee carries. It's just, you have no health whatsoever to try and tank anything. So if he can provide, I don't know, some sort of gank, at least push them back a little bit. Because as I see it, their laning phase, I think they've lost it a little bit too hard. They're just going to have to kind of turtle up, and they're going to have to throw everything on the Riki. Blitz is actually getting kind of low here, trying to teleport away, but nice little vacuum stopping it, and he's not going to be able to get out. And now Korea's coming in, but with a full health Darkseer with Ion Shell on him, he's just going to chase him away. And Shadow Demon is going to go down here. He's going to try and do some sort of disruption, but he doesn't even get that off.
Oh, this would be crazy if they got the Stealth Assassin too.
Oh my goodness. He has to blink somewhere, but he has nowhere to blink to. Oh my goodness. They pick up 3 heroes, 5-2, 7 minutes in. Root just throwing away their lanes now.
Yeah, and there's really, like, Furion's not even level 6, so an ulti there probably would have gotten a kill on the Lich. In fact, it would have, but the Furion just not being level 6 is really hurting them, and like look at his skill build too. Max teleport so he can gank around, but there's not a lane that he can gank. It's just not going the way. If he wants to gank the Windrunner even, Windrunner has power shot, so what is he gonna do? The Sprout's not gonna end up doing that much.
Oh, turn around, Leshrac gonna try, Sunstrike gonna go up, but hitting only the Windrunner. Bleed is trying to live, throwing down. Oh, great job. Going into the trees and using the magic stick in order to give him just enough health, but now he's going to go down dodging the power shot, but eventually, someday, he will die here. Pimpalish actually getting kind of low. She does not have any mana for Windrun. She goes down. Now Leshrac's in some serious trouble. They're going to trade 2 of these heroes just for that Earthshaker, all because Beatiz, with some nice dodges, was able to just survive for so long. Very nicely done by Beatiz.
He did. I don't know if he really meant to play like that because that winner kind of missed a power
crucial
shot.
Power shot, yeah.
But he blocked himself in there with that fissure, and winner missed the power shot just by a little bit, and it ended up helping them out more than they expected. So,
yeah.
Great play, Vitas. Number 1 Earthshaker.
Oh man. Well, right now we're talking about close to a 2,300 gold lead for HelloMoto. They're winning all of their lanes. They're winning in experience as well.
Wow.
What do you do if you're in Root in this situation? Root. Do you try and switch up the lanes? I mean, you already suggested Nature's Prophet should go maybe jungle. But like, do you just try and 4-man a lane to just try and gain some sort of semblance of control of the lanes, or what do you do here?
You know, I'm honestly trying to think. Like, they seem like they're really just stuck. Without trees, they can't push towers. Without trees, he can't jungle. Although he is getting levels now that he's been soloing a morph. Like, he can obviously get levels, but he won't farm that much. But he's about to get ganked actually by the Slitch and the morph.
Yeah, he's gonna go down. Just one little the ultimate coming out. He's trying to teleport away, but it's not enough. Oh man, it's just everything's going wrong for them. They can't even this Darkseer level 7 versus Riki. They're gonna try and get some sort of disruption cloud here, but look at all the Ion Shell. It does go through the disruption. They're gonna be able to at least get him kind of low. The blink actually goes off and does enough with 3 levels and backstab. They're able to pick up that kill. Windrunner does pick up the Earthshaker though at bottom. They might get a counter kill. They do against Leshrac, so Invoker picks that one up. So there is some sort of semblance of a turnaround for Root, but dodging the Power Shock. DDX getting kind of low here versus Pimpalish, and he has nothing to do. He has no mana for a Ghost Walk. Furion trying to teleport in, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. He already threw his Sprout down, and there is going to be a Shackle Shot and a Wind Run.
Lich is coming too.
Up. Yeah, this could easily be a turnaround. Blitz getting Shackle Shot, and there he goes. He's easily going to go down.
He doesn't have a
here.
teleport.
Another kill
Blitz,
for HelloMoto.
Power shot.
Yep.
Really well done by Root. Or well, that was really well done by Root too, getting that kill on that Leshrac for diving. But like, this is what I was talking about. HelloMoto, they're playing so well as a team. And even if you look at this Stealth Assassin CS, this is, I'm just stuck on this. That Darkseer and that Lich lane, it dominated so much more than even I expected it to. Like, I knew it would be okay, but he only has 20 CS at 10 minutes. That's not what you want on your carry at all.
Yeah, I mean, just the combination of taking away all that extra golden experience via denies, and then already just the stupid power of Darkseer just being able to crush any sort of melee attempting to farm. Even if there was any danger in that lane, which there really wasn't that much, he could just throw Ion Shell on creeps and even, you know, stack 2 of them up. And then Riki just has to forfeit all of that CS.
Yeah, this is... It is the problem. I think they probably should have switched the SA around, but I mean, even then that wouldn't have really done anything for them. So, this is... I don't want to say like an outdraft, because by no means is it. Like, there's still obviously the later part of the game where team fights come into play and stuff, but the laning phase, HelloMoto definitely took the cake. They won every lane so solidly. There's not a lane they lost by any means.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they had some semblance of advantages in certain lanes, and they just pressured them beautifully. I mean, switching up the lanes was a really great idea, I think, by them. And now, Invoker is pretty much the only one who's getting any sort of farm. But, oh no, look how low he got. Now the Sunstrike's going to hit on the disruption, but Shadow Demon's in some serious trouble. He has no mana. Actually, Earthshaker needed a nice little stun. That might give Shadow Demon enough time to live to get a potion up. He is going to go down eventually, but they might... Oh, the vacuum snacks! Riki! Oh, they're going to get a counter kill on Darkseer, but he got his 2 kills. He doesn't care that he went down. Man, what a vacuum.
Correa playing so ballsy there, dropping that cloud to try to make sure that didn't happen, and it ended up just turning on him in the end. Yeah. That was a great vacuum by that Darkseer. I don't even think he expected the Stealth Assassin to be there, and he just got a free kill because of it.
Yeah, well, hopefully they can get some sort of team fight items. Right now, Nature's Prophet is working on a very fast mech, so maybe that might help them turn it around. Really, I think they just have to survive until Ricky gets, you know, some sort of farm. As it stands, I don't think that Diffusal is going to be enough. HelloMoto has way too much farm.
Look at Morphling's gold.
Yeah, wow.
Oh my. That's...
Now, with this far ahead, Shotgun Morphling.
Definitely.
Or do you go Lincoln?
Look at how squishy their lineup is. That is a one-shot on any hero. Bar Invoker, maybe.
See, typically I would say, you know, if you're able to, Lincoln spit for, you know, 20 minutes. Lincoln spit for 15 minutes is amazing, but they're just so squishy and they're so far behind that Morphling already, with one single item, is going to start one-shotting people.
Yeah, this... And he's just saving it up. He doesn't want to buy anything because he doesn't want to give it away. But I'd still think that he'd want to buy it just to make sure, just in case they get a kill on him, he doesn't lose a lot of gold. But they're going to go on this Shadow Demon, Frost Nova, Morphling, Waveform, and Dead Shadow Demon.
Yep.
It's 5k gold stacked up. That is... that is a lot of gold. And Windrunner also has a mech, too. And Darkseer's really close to his pipe. HelloMoto is just taking this game. I think they're gonna run away with it soon. Very soon.
Yeah, I mean, once they get just that extra little bit of farm, they're just gonna be able to group up and take towers, and that gold is just gonna start snowballing even more, and probably just gonna farm up again a little bit more, and then start pressuring Rax easily. They could probably fit in a Roshan somewhere in their schedule, but actually top, Korea's gonna go down. Nice little gank by HelloMoto. I mean, the fact that, I was going to mention this earlier, the fact that Leshrac was able to pressure a tier 2 at half health when he's a support Leshrac, like, that that just goes to show how well the game is going for them. That they're feeling in control of the game enough that they can do that.
Yeah, shotgun's up on Morph. So he's probably going to start joining teamfights here, I imagine, soon. Just because he can go around and one-shot people, so why not?
And Police Sirens. Shadow Demon.
Kill top.
What are you doing? He's getting so close. They are going to get a kill on Leshrac. The mass teleports. Beat is hitting a nice little epicenter there, and they are going to be able to turn around this team fight, get at least a couple kills. Darkseer's going to be able to get out, so they trade 2 for 1 at the very least. But there's also towers, so still, I mean, HelloMoto is free farming their other lanes, and a 1 for 2 combined with the tower, I think they're okay with that trade.
Yeah, I don't think they're too worried about anything right now. Like, if you look at the CS, Morphling has triple stealth assassins, so he's so far ahead in farm that it's not even... They just don't really care. And Windrunner also, she has almost double, maybe even triple, almost triple stealth assassins farm. Darkseer's double over it. They're not really worried about anything right now. They're just gonna push as a team soon, and I think they're just gonna... They might even Roche, possibly, because they can, and they're just gonna end it. I don't know. We're just gonna have to make something really... Like, they're just gonna have to make something happen, or else they don't stand a chance.
Yeah, roughly a 10,000 gold lead for HelloMoto. They are gonna try and pick off the Windrunner here, but here comes the power shot to get himself out of the trees. And just like that, he is away, and now potentially a turn if Leshrac is able. Oh, that shackle shot almost latching to those 2 heroes. But here comes the 4 from Roots, and they're gonna try and finish off Leshrac real quick. And HelloMoto maybe gonna back up. Oh, here comes the Morphling. He's gonna try and one-shot the Shadow Demon. There he goes. No shackle shot required. Root trying to turn around a little bit. I think that was a little bit mistake trying to throw down that cold snap. They just have to get out. Korea is here now, but a nice little block might be enough to save them, but there's one little hole, and they're going to be able to pick off Beataz easily. Korea not even be able to oh, there goes the dust, and Korea has to run away. Fortunately for him, they didn't have anything up from killing that Earthshaker. But he just has to play so passive. I think really they just... once they got an attempted pickoff on Windrunner and they didn't pick that up, I think they really just had to back and have Riki just keep farming. The fact that they forced teleports, I think, was good enough.
Yeah, at this point, I think they're just trying to force it so they win. And it's going to end up costing them more than they think. Like, they just lost a tower because they didn't just back up afterwards. This is... Morphling has another 2k gold stacked. Lich has probably gonna grab some bracers. So there's nothing like that can kill him.
Yeah, I mean, Pipe, Darkseer is tanky enough to live through Riki's Cloud. Same goes with Winter with that mech. Morphling, even if he does get locked down somehow with full agility, he can still blow Ethereal Blade and just use it on himself and just go, you know. Oh, Beat is trying to turn around a Pimpalish. The Sunstrike's gonna come out, but barely missing. The mech comes out, and now Beat is done for, and his epicenter is down. And now we're gonna see, oh, teleport by Nature's Prophet doesn't get it off, and now he's gonna try and teleport away once again. He will be able to get out. Nothing more that can stop him, but still, they do pick up a tower at the very least. 19 to 10, 19 minutes in. HelloMoto with a 10,000 gold lead and about a 10,000 experience lead as well. This is just a serious uphill battle for Root Gaming. They just have to somehow get some more picks, and it's going to be, even then, it's going to be rough. Shatter Demon.
That's, you know, this is what you're always talking about. Morphling with the Ethereal Blade. It is not fun playing support against it.
No, it's not.
There's nothing you can do when he gets it, especially this early. Like,
yeah.
It's just it's so sad.
Like, you just have to hope that you have some sort of ability to dodge Waveform, because you can't dodge the other two. The other two, you're boned. So if you're able to live through those two, all you can hope is that you're able to get some sort of push, or blink, or somebody helps you and stops that Morphling from waveforming and finishing off the 100 health that you have left.
Yeah, you know, Shadow Demon has a disrupt, but he just dies in the adaptive strike and Ethereal Blade itself, so waveform is not even necessary, and it's not good. And just look at this Stealth Assassin's farm. Instead of going Purge, he can't go Purge anymore because it's too late, so he has to get a BKB. And I mean, it's a good pickup here because there's a lot of stun, and obviously the Morphling can't burst him down, but it's not what you generally want. You always want to have a Purge just so you can do whatever. Oh,
Sunstrike! Oh! Morphling! I mean, if they're gonna do anything, I guess that's the sort of pick they need. Of course, they trade a tier 2 at top, but they are gonna threat the tier 1 at bottom and at middle. They might be able to pick up the one at bottom, but it doesn't look like with teleports in, Shadow Demon's gonna go down, unless he doesn't even have a teleport. He is done for.
You've got to feel so bad for him, because he's just... he's getting focused so hard.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not even like he's really doing anything wrong. I mean, maybe minor positioning errors, and it would be nice if he had a teleport, but even then, it's just like... He doesn't even have to make a mistake. He's just gonna die every single time, and it's not gonna be his fault, really.
Yeah, just... even if he had a teleport, he's not getting out of it. They have a shackle shot, a Leshrac, a chain, which this Lich he's been using chains on TPs, so he's not really afraid to use it. Darkseer Vacuum, and they just have so much to stop everything. Root's picks. HelloMoto's playing really well too, and they pick up a gem. This is where HelloMoto's gonna like take their advantage and go with it even harder. There's not gonna be any sight up on the map for Root, and that's the one thing they've been doing really well. Like, look at their wards. Well, the wards they had, they've had them up all game, and now they have a gem. It's just...
HelloMoto is just gonna press their advantage, take control of the map, take away these tier 2s, and then, you know, take Roche, farm up a little bit, and once they get those next couple of items, then they're just gonna, you know, go racks, pretty much. And there isn't a whole lot the Root can do at this point. You know, they've done well, considering the massive advantage that HelloMoto has. I mean, Invoker's been farming up the Ancients. He is trying to get that Aghanims. And so that's going to be really helpful for turtling. Those extra spells that he's going to have, he's just going to be able to spam them down. But really, is it going to be enough? We'll have to see. But as it stands right now, the next couple of minutes are probably just going to be a little bit of farm fest. They're probably going to go Roche right now, maybe? But once they finish up that Manta, I think, is when they're going to start threatening racks.
Yeah. I think they're obviously just playing safe. They want Morphling to get a little farm. Oh, they're going to go Roche right now. The one thing about this Morphling that I'm going to have to say I dislike is this is the first time he used his replicate all game. And it's kind of cost him from being able to team fight HelloMoto, that is. Because, like, with a Morphling replicate, they'll have all 5 heroes there at any time, but Morphling hasn't been able to, or he hasn't really used it because he's just been too focused on farming.
Yeah, and right now his replicate died. He let it die to Roche, and
so yeah,
now he has no ability. He has to actually walk into lane.
Shadow Demon. See ya.
Poor guy.
Oh, he has what, 700 HP? That's poor Shadow Demon. Oh, there's We're gonna take Roche now. It's gonna be an Aegis, probably up on the Morphling, and I'd assume they'd probably just go Rex it at this point. Because they are able to.
Yeah, Root, at the very least, they were able to pick up a tier 2 and a tier 1 at bottom, so at the very least, they got some sort of gold. And now the hardest part of the game is going to be the next 5 minutes. Once HelloMoto starts breathing down their throat, you know, it's just going to be rather ridiculous.
Morphling's going to farm up his Manta, because he's 200 off now. If he starts replicating his team, which I assume he's probably going to start doing, I think he's just been more focused on farming at this point. He just wants to ensure that he can one-shot everybody. Then he's going to start coming to fights and push out multiple lanes. Obviously he's going to push out a lane and send his replicate in with his team, and then TP in when the fight starts, and he's just going to one-shot poor Shadow Demon.
Yeah, well, Korea does have like the arrow. That's pretty much the plan. I mean, the strategy up until now, HelloMoto has been, you know, very nicely done, very well executed. But it's come to the point where it's just, here comes brute force. No more finesse, just 5-man down middle, and we should be good. You know, I mean, they do have to be a little bit careful. They don't want to lose. I mean, if they lose a couple team fights, it only takes 2 team fights really. And Root will be right back into the game. We've got the Aghanim Scepter on Nature's Prophet and on Invoker. So those are 2 very nice turtling pickups for them. And I think they're just going to have to sit in their base for the next 20-25 minutes and just try and hope that HelloMoto forces some bad team fights.
Yeah, the only downside to, well, the more of a downside is this Earthshaker picked up Bracers. And he did that, so obviously the Morphling can't one-shot him. But that's gonna make it so he's not gonna get a Blink Dagger anytime soon.
Oh, we're gonna see jump in.
Wow.
Oh, Morphling barely getting out with very low health. We're gonna see trying to pick off Beatiz with a nice little epicenter. Finally, there goes the Aegis on Morphling, but he's gonna turn around here, and Korea has to get out before his BKB is down, or else he's usually gonna one-shot. Nice little tornado coming in, trying to push the team back as much as possible. But with that stun, he is gonna go down. A nice little attempted at a push, but now Korea's in some serious trouble. And where is that gem? There it is. Pimpalicious is gonna be able to pick him off. Very nicely done with that push. And now they're gonna start threatening the tier 3, which is easily going to go down here. Not even Nature's Prophet with that extra ultimate is going to be able to do anything about this.
The thing is they have a choice now, HelloMoto that is. They can do what they're doing right now and try to one-shot that Shadow.
Oh my
goodness. They could probably take double racks with the picks that they're getting. Oh, that Shadow Demon. I don't know. It's just so sad to watch.
Yeah, it really is. We're going to see the melee racks go down, followed up by the range racks, and like you said, they have a choice here. They just picked off the Earthshaker. Oh, the Earthshaker actually, with the magic stick, is able to live. So they have a choice. They either defend and farm their side lanes and get more of an advantage, or they try and take it right now, which it looks like that's what they're going to do. And this could be potential for a 1 fight. For Root Gaming, it's just still going to be extremely uphill. This is the only opportunity they're going to have. They're starting off with the Invoker. Lich getting very low, but he's barely getting out with that Ghost Scepter. Look at him go. And here comes Korea. He's trying to do it where he can, but look at them. They're just running away. They have no real lockdowns for this Riki to just keep targeting. Shadow Demon once again falls, and now Korea getting turned on with no BKB, blinking away. Nice little Ice Wall coming in from Invoker. And they don't even get any real picks. They pick up the Darkseer, but Beatiz is going to go down, as well as that Shadow Demon already fell. Oh, Furion trying to teleport away. The stun is not going to go off. Instead, they're just going to protect their side lanes. Tier 3s are getting pushed in, and oh my goodness. Invoker picking up the Morphling kill. Sunstrikes have just been on top every single time. Very well done by this Invoker. Morphling just cannot stay at full agility anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to after that one. Like the first one was like a, you know, slap on the wrist, don't do it again. But that one's, I'm pretty sure he's just gonna start morphing strength when he's running from fights.
Yeah.
Oh, this Invoker might be doing something silly. Oh, he's getting. Oh, that's a chain.
What a trip!
Yeah.
Well, he does still have a push as well as Ice Will does go off, but he has no more mana now, so no Ghost Walk is going to protect him. Besides, they even
Nice
have a
TP
gem
in.
on top of that. And at the very least, they do. Furion does get the Sprout off after the power shot. So nicely done there, and Invoker does get away, but still, it looks very, very grim for Root Gaming. They're not going to give up just yet, but they are 1 ranks down, 28 minutes in. On top of that, a tier 3 at top is down, and the next team fight is going to be the hardest team fight of their life.
This Leshrac, I don't know if he's deciding to throw now or if he's actually making a different item choice. He was obviously looking to go maybe Ags or Bloodstone with that point booster, but he picks up a Sange, and I don't think he's throwing, per se. I just think he wants to get it for a Halberd. But,
Yeah, exactly. I love that on support heroes. That's so good. I mean, granted, you know, Bloodstone typical on a Leshrac. That's very nice. You know, going into Aghanims as well. But
yeah,
I think at this point, Bloodstone isn't just really going to do as much for Leshrac, who is the support hero and isn't going to be able to get those charges this late, 30 minutes in. I don't think it's going to be worth it. So if he gets that Halberd, that's just another nail on the coffin for Root. I mean, that just means Korea's not going to be doing any damage.
Oh wow, Lich, that was.
Oh, the Ghost Scepter.
Scepter.
Oh, this actually might turn into multiple kills here. Windrunner does get caught out a little bit. They're going to try and keep going. The Windrun does go off, but here comes the Sprout. He's going to have the power shot out of it. There goes the nice little haste coming out from Darkseer, trying to help him live. Oh, can they get the disruption?
Oh,
there
wow.
it goes. Urbitas is able to pick that one up with the Fissure. And so they pick up 2 hero kills. Now, of course, Morphling is free farming away. He already has another Eagle Song.
Yeah, he's gonna have his butterfly soon. There's, you know, as
so
soon
on
as
top of the
HelloMoto
Halberd,
just groups up for
the
5, they're just
butterfly
gonna
as
end
well
the
is
game.
just gonna
I
crush.
don't think they're just kind of playing around right now.
Yeah, Invoker gonna get picked off here. He's even trying to attempt to one-shot Invokers. That's just
wow,
ridiculous. Barely getting out. Blitz is gonna get away as well with no disables. All of them teleporting away.
And Sunstrike. That Leshrac is so lucky those creeps blocked him from getting Sunstrike. That was pretty close. But yeah, like, I don't know. HelloMoto they're just gonna group as 5 now. I think they're done playing around. As soon as Windrunner gets up, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. But them roaming as 3 into the enemy territory and getting extremely cut out of position, I don't think they want to try that anymore. 'Cause, I mean, I think they still know that they can lose this.
Yeah.
If they decide to do that again.
Yeah. They can allow it once or twice, maybe. You know, they can have one really bad team fight. You know, a couple pickoffs, and they'll still be in good position. But you know, they've already had a couple pickoffs here. You know, time to get a little bit more serious. They can do 1 or 2 things. They can try and pressure this this final set of racks at top. Once you get 2 racks down, I think Root, I mean, even if they do win some sort of team fight, 2 racks down, I'm pretty sure they're going to call GG. They're going to try and jump on this Morphling before he gets any sort of support, and he is going to go, he goes down. They pick up that one. Lich hitting a really great ultimate. Great disruption coming out from Shadow Demon, helping saving his life, but DDX is going to go down anyway. And so they pick off, they trade the Invoker for the Morphling, and with the pushing at bottom, this could be a really bad position for HelloMoto.
Oh, Windrunner and Darkseer both don't have TPs.
Oh no.
What are they doing?
This tier 3 is going to be threatened by quite a lot of damage, and they can't force the fight. Because if they force the fight at top, they could easily lose it.
I don't
and instead
think
they're just going to try and stop this push.
They didn't have TPs. They could have taken that tower and maybe even the racks because they didn't have TPs. I don't think they realized it.
Yeah. All it was a solo Lich. So kind of a missed opportunity, and Riki's going to run right into the Windrunner, who does have vision of him. And he also has an Orchid on top of the push stick and mech that he already has. But it does look like he is going to be able to get out. They're going to keep chasing here, but Invoker is going to be here, ensuring he lives. With this could be maybe a potential turnaround. But Riki's just going to stay back. He doesn't want to force it. So a nice little turnaround, but I'm pretty sure HelloMoto, by not forcing a fight, and the fact that Riki did back off, they both backed off of a bottom, I think they minimized the damage that occurred. They had a little over 15,000 lead. They're still about 12,000 gold lead ahead, and experience falling as well. And now, I mean, they could have waited for Roche and popped it, and that definitely would have ensured the racks. But they're gonna try and force this 5-on-5 at top.
Yeah. Oh. Are they just backdooring it? Looks like they're just gonna go in without creeps.
Yeah, with the Let's Rack level 4 edict. Because that's gonna force Brute to respond somehow.
If they
and
fight
that just
right
means
here, though,
Morphling's
it might
gonna
be
be
a
able to jump
mistake.
in.
Because Lich isn't near them. Look at where Lich is. Lich is still mid.
And he doesn't have his ult. Oh, he does, actually. That is back up. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised considering the couple of picks that just happened. This is kind of risky for them. And I think the safer play would just be going back to control the map and taking Roche. Now, of course, there are risks in taking Roche because you're typically all grouped up in an area that's a potential turnaround team fight. But I think that's a safer play than forcing the fight at the racks.
Yeah, especially that Earthshaker has a blink now. And I don't think they know that.
Yeah.
And he's level 11 too. I mean, it won't hurt them too bad since they have a pipe and there's only, 4 or 5 heroes, but a surprise blink it can really turn the game around 100%.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially if Morphling's opting. I mean, look at him; he's got 1,000 health. He's opting for that shotgun to be completely maxed out. It doesn't matter if he pops one hero. If he puts himself in a bad position where he throws down the Ethereal Blade, and you have this Earthshaker blink in with all the magic damage that he has, and just pops everything. You add in, say, just one Sunstrike or maybe a Soul Catcher before the Earthshaker combo, and Morphling's done for. And it doesn't really matter who he trades himself for. That's a bad trade, 1-for-1.
I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see how this turns out. Because if I was in HelloMoto's position right now, I don't think I'd want to take this fight without the Lich. That Lich is so far back, and now they don't have that chain. That chain's actually like there's no creeps there, and there'll be creeps up in a couple seconds. But without creeps there, that chain is so crucial to a team fight. I like the Darkseer pick up on Blade Mail. Really like that.
Yeah.
That's for the stealth
Riki.
assassin. So the Riki.
Yeah, that is. I don't think we see enough blade mails, to be honest.
I don't either. It's such an underrated item.
Yeah. I'm glad we agree on that. If you're gonna get popped, if you're gonna be taking all the damage, if you have more strength than that squishy ass agility hero, why not?
Ping, ping, ping. Wonder why they're paused. They say.
I do not know.
Sec.
I mean, if this team fight goes really badly for HelloMoto, that's gonna be forced buybacks. And Morphling doesn't have one. I'm not sure if anybody on their team does.
No, they don't. If they lose this, they're
with
gonna
the
lose
side
ranks.
lanes pushing, it's so risky. I mean, they had a serious advantage in this team fight, but if it does go wrong, that could easily be a Rax at bottom.
And I don't think HelloMoto knows that the Dire side has their glyph up as well. So if they do try this, I'm gonna assume that they're gonna try just to Rax. But if that glyph is up, they're gonna be so surprised by that too, as well as the Blinker Shakers. I think they should back. I hope they back, because I don't want to see a game go to shit just over a little mistake like fighting.
All right. Well, with this pause, I think the rest of the viewers are gonna start catching up to us here, and so I'm looking at the chat now, and somebody asked, "Can Root still win?" Yes.
Oh,
yes,
definitely.
they can. It is a very big uphill battle, but HelloMoto really just has to do. They just have to fuck up here, and next thing you know, that's a Rax. And now they will still have the advantage, absolutely. All they have to do is take really one Rax, and that's pretty much game. You can try and come back from 2 racks, but this early on, it's extremely hard. But if they're able to win this team fight, and they go bottom and take a racks there, that sort of evens it out, and that provides Riki the opportunity to get more farm and get bigger. And then the rest of the Root team will get even more survivability, maybe a couple utility items. And that could turn around the next team fight, which will again happen at top, or potentially Roche.
Yeah. It's really, this game, even though the advantage is 15k, you might think like, oh, this game is over, like HelloMoto just completely dominated this game. No, by no means is it anywhere near over. It's just, whichever team makes a mistake here is going to be the team that capitalizes on it, because the lanes are pushing in Root's favor right now. If HelloMoto loses this fight, none of them have buybacks, Furion can easily TP, and that's going to be a set of racks gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, gold really tells nothing at this point. It's just going to be on which team plays smarter here.
Yeah, so I'm glad this 1 second pause turned into a 6-minute pause, but it will give me the chance to
suspense.
See, he even says. All right, so that'll give me a chance to do my media whoring, which I do not do enough of. So, guys, we're a relatively new site. If you're just now checking us out for the first time, thank you very much for joining us. First of all, it really makes me feel very good as a caster when I look over and I see we've gone from 20 viewers to 100. That's still not as much as we had for like the AL finals or anything like that. But I know this isn't the biggest tournament that's going on today. So I just want to thank you guys for joining us. If you're enjoying the cast, if you're enjoying me, if you're enjoying Exiled, he's going to be joining me quite a bit. Okay, good. We do have some sort of limit on pauses. That's always good to see. Anyway, please check us out, dotalive.net. That is our new site. We're still kind of building it. We're just putting in some features here and there, trying to build it over time. But that is our main site. Of course, please subscribe. If you want to support us, please subscribe to our Twitch TV channel. We also have a YouTube channel, which Azu, shout out to him, my cameraman, he is recording that right now. So if you didn't get any of the games beforehand, or if you're just now joining us and want to see how this game went on earlier, please check that out, youtube.com. I believe it's dotalive.net. Also, we do have a Facebook and a Twitter account, so please check those out as well. We do occasionally give away beta keys on both of those. So please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and there is opportunities for you to win beta keys. And also, we're not always streaming on this site. A lot of times I have been doing, in fact, that's what I've been doing more recently. We haven't cast in quite a bit. But I do also do like pubs with Exiled here, and with, if you guys know LD from LD Dota, from Dota commentaries, pubbing around with him. So if you guys enjoy that sort of thing, please check us out. It's usually late nights. I'm Pacific Standard Time, so I sometimes play till 3 a.m. So if you're European, you might check it out in the morning or around noon, and I'll be late night gaming pretty much. So yeah. Oh, and I should say, I know it's got it right there, but I am the Capitalist, and Beliebers, Exiled. If you guys heard of Team Beliebers, this is their captain, Exiled, Glimmer. What other names do you go by?
Shitbag, awful, retard.
Yeah, those are just nicknames that I call you when I pub with you. So
yeah, that's what everybody knows me as, the best thrower, because I just throw every game and rage at everybody. I don't really have any names that I'm known for in a good way.
See, that's a great little personality you got there. You throw and you rage. That's like the worst combo to find in a pub. It's just like, wait, you're throwing the game and you're raging at me, you piece of shit.
Yeah, right. Well, sometimes you just gotta play for fun, and when it comes to playing with people and throwing and
unpause, coming through. We're gonna see the melee racks taking a lot of damage from Edict. Glyph is not blown quite yet. I think they're waiting for the Morphling to start beating on him. They're just looking for some sort of opportunity to jump on HelloMoto here, but it looks like HelloMoto, he did morph to strength, now 1400 health from the Morphling. I think that's a pretty smart move. But both top and bottom are starting to push, and they're going to get to the tier 3 sometime soon here.
Yeah,
they can't wait for too long, or else they're going to have to back up to the side lanes And if they do that, that opens up an opportunity for them, for Root to be able to try and steal a Roche or get some picks.
Yeah, I don't think HelloMoto wants that to happen. I think they're just gonna try to force it. Now they're in a much better position they were like 10 seconds ago. Now the Lich is here, Fleshrack's here.
Yeah, I like the way they did this. It's a very smart Morphling on the far right. They spread out brilliantly. We're gonna see jump in Korea trying to force something here. Pop the BKB, but he can't even target the Darks here. Morphling getting in, nice little disruption going out. Their melee Rax is very low, but now Morphling is getting out, and they're just Root is backing off, and there goes the melee Rax, followed up by the ranged Rax. Not even a real big team fight happened. Invoker got really, really low. But other than that, they picked off the Darks here, but they still lose the Rax.
Yeah, see, Root, they played that really well, like, surprisingly enough, for a team fight, but there's just the farm disadvantage. It's too much. I don't think they can do anything now. The Morphling can just focus the Rax with his images, Windrunner can just focus it now. Poor Lich.
Hey, I'm sorry about, I don't know what's going on outside. Like,
it's just
I don't know what's with all the cop cars. Yeah. I don't even live in, like, that bad of a neighborhood. I live in, you know, a decent neighborhood. I don't know. I just live in one of those side roads that, like, I don't live on a main road. I live on a side road, but it's one of those side roads that just everybody uses as a shortcut. I don't know. It's just one of those unfortunate things. But 2 racks down. Root Gaming is going to keep going on. They didn't force that big fight, which is, I think, why they're not. If they had lost some heroes and lost the racks, yeah.
But I don't know. They know they're under a lot of pressure right now, and I think deep down they know that it's gonna be next to impossible to win. But they're not a team that ever gives up. They play until they lose. Obviously showing, and that's a good attitude to have when you're a team. Especially like these guys are new. They're not really new per se, but they're trying to break into the competitive scene, so their scene is new, and they're gonna want to just persevere through whatever and just try to win. So I commend their attitude and their efforts.
Well, Earthshaker blinking away from the Morphling Mantas. They're just trying to weasel in a Roche here sometime, and really Nature's Prophet is going to be pushing in top. That is one thing. They do have an Aghanims and now level 16 on Furion, so between the trees and that ultimate, he is able to push top and then just teleport to any sort of team fight that happens. Well, that is one thing. 2 racks down isn't as bad when you do have a hero like Furion. So you can group up and attempt to stop Roche like they're doing now. It's just they're waiting on, I think they're just waiting for them to actually attempt the Roche. If they put themselves in any sort of bad position where Earthshaker is able to get a really nice ultimate off.
You know, I don't even think HelloMoto wants to Roche, because they know that they can still lose a team fight if they get caught out in a really bad position. I mean, I guess they could, but they could honestly just go for the GG here if they want to. If they get caught in Roche, it's gonna be really bad for them.
Yeah, it looks like now that they've kind of went out and put some pressure on Root and sort of forced them back to their base, and they're gonna try it now. The question is, middle is pushing in as well, so they will see when Root starts getting close. So if they want to, once they see Root starting to run through middle, they can start back up, but it looks like they might be committing to this. Already a third of health here. There goes the Cyclone coming in from Invoker. He's going to throw down the Meteor on top of that Sonic Wave, and Morphling getting very, very low, but Roche at 2,000 health, they're going to try and commit to this, and Sunstrike going off as well. Korea needs to try and get in there. He's trying to jump on the Morphling. Morphling waveforming away, popping the BKB. They're going to pick up Roche on at the very least. Korea doesn't have it. It was picked up by the Invoker. Invoker does go down. Aegis is being popped right now. And they're stuck in this wall, very bad position. They're just stuck in this cave while the range heroes beat on them. Great ultimate coming in from Earthshaker here. Huge epicenter, but it's not going to be enough. Morphling does live. Windrunner with the, oh my goodness, the mech and everything, just barely living through that as well. And now Invoker having to back off, not pushing in. So even though they gave up Roche, they pretty much just corralled those heroes into a cave and were able to just keep beating on him. That Darkseer wall just so dangerous in those sort of situations.
Yeah, they were literally trapped in by the Darkseer wall. That's pretty funny. But yeah, well, that's what I was talking about. I mean, they knew they had to go for the Roche, and obviously they lost it because Root went in on them, but then Root just got trapped inside with the Darkseer wall, so they capitalized. And beat his... That combo was so big, but he was just like 20 mana short of his fissure.
Yeah.
And that honestly probably would have won them the fight. Because the two people he comboed were like 200, 300 HP, the Morphling and the Darkseer.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, Windrunner and Morphling, two of the most important heroes. They're doing all the damage. I mean, Darkseer, of course, is important, but you can lock him down. He is a melee hero. He's not doing great auto attacks. And oh my goodness, what is happening over here? Blitz.
Oh my god.
Oh,
did you see that?
What happened?
Oh my god, that Morphling was trying to kill the Furion, so he morphed all of his strength into Agi. And that Furion blocked himself off from the Morphling popped his Manta, and he got trapped in by his illusions, and a Sunstrike on top of a 700 HP Morphling killed him in one hit.
And now Windrunner's gonna get picked up! What is happening? Oh my goodness, and those two heroes down, that presents an opportunity if they can get some extra picks on these support heroes. At the very least, they can force, buybacks maybe from Windrunner at the very least. Cyclone missing, unfortunately missing out on that. DDX actually in a little bit of trouble here. They're going to try and jump on this Leshrac, pop him before he gets too much. Korea, the ultimate bouncing in from Lesh, but it is not going to be enough. And they're not able to pick up anyway. Korea finally does get that blink off combined with the Diffusal. And this could be some extra blocks. The Diffusal Purge is down. They're going to try and block off Darkseer as much as possible. Morphling is going to be back up, but they can maybe start taking control of the map a little bit and picking up some extra farm. They can't, unfortunately, threaten the base in any way.
Yeah, Root definitely... That was kind of what they need to start getting themselves back into the game, even though it's going to be really hard against the double racks, but they definitely got HelloMoto out of position there. That Morphling play and then that Windrunner, and the Furion picked up a Sheep Stick, so he caught that Leshrac. And Korea's also got some farm now. He has a Purge Stick now as well.
Yeah, this is just, it's getting a little dangerous. I mean, obviously, HelloMoto, all they have to do is not make any mistakes, and they'll obviously still win this. But, I mean, talking about 5 different players doing 5 different things, there's just so many variables.
Yeah,
the opportunity for Root.
They really need to group and just end it, because Root is a team capable of winning this still.
Yeah. If Root come back from this, it'll be amazing. It'll be some great plays by them, but really, it is absolutely HelloMoto's game to lose.
Yeah, really. I don't think they want to. This Morphling, a Sunstrike does half of his health because he hasn't gone back into strength at all. He just wants the one-shot potential, and it's costing him. He's doing it again. Oh,
yeah, I mean, on top of Sheep Stick as well. I mean, there's so much burst damage coming out from the potential of Earthshaker combined with Shadow Demon Disruption and that Sunstrike, like you talked about. Yeah. It's just like, you know, why risk it? You're already doing great auto attacks, you know? Why not just win it through that?
Oh, Ephraim playing smart. His counters on the places that they would smoke into the base, so it's also killing wards for them too.
Yeah.
Oh, they actually smoked. Root actually kind of want to go on them, I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think if they just spread out like they're supposed to, they should win this team fight. But if Earthshaker's able to get any sort of great epicenter out.
Echo Slam, bro, not epicenter. Say no Sand King, alright?
I've been saying that all game, I think. Great little vacuum coming in. Ephraim, the Lich ultimate is now down. As long as they're able to heal up before this next push, they're in a much better position now with that Lich ultimate down.
Darkseer wall's down too.
Yeah. Wow. HelloMoto, I'm really interested to see if they're going to keep forcing this. Morphling is going to start beating on the tower, but the tower is still up. Beat is coming in, but he does not throw his ultimate. He throws down a Fissure. He's trying to get back up. Korea trying to do it where he can with the BKB, but now he's forced back. The rest of his team fight between Wall and Fissure. Korea getting so low, but a nice little blink over to the Earthshaker. Now, potential, there it goes! Morphling goes down. Beat is trying to turn this around, but he is going to get picked off here. Vacuum, great vacuum by Nabaz. And now Invoker's trying to get away. They're just trying to live now. The melee racks can take a couple of hits. They just have to wait for Korea to come back from healing. The melee racks at half health now. Riki coming in, picking up the Lesh rack at the very least. They're trying to get in from behind on this. The smoke goes off. He's going to try and pick off the Windrunner. Windrunner doing so much damage. Picking up 1 minute. There goes the blink. The blink goes off and now Nabaz. They don't even pick up the melee racks. Hero picks left and right. The purge goes off. Almost a complete team wipe for Root. What is this?
You know, HelloMoto playing a little over-aggressive. That's definitely what that was. I mean, they got the tower, and they forced the glyph, and I think that's just what they want. Like, at this point, I mean, it's like you said, the double racks is just so hard to come back from, and even though Root completely dominated that team fight, what are they able to do with it? Next to nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't even matter at this point. As long as lanes are in decent position and they do have some sort of buybacks, this game can go on forever. Like, the heroes can cap out at this point, and HelloMoto will still have a big opportunity to win the game. Like, Morphling is just such a great hard carry. It doesn't matter how farmed Riki does get. I mean, yes, the balance will start tipping Root's way over and over and over after all these team fights, and Riki starts picking up some serious damage. But there's always, I mean, HelloMoto, all they just need is one little gank, one little team fight. It just, that's all they need, and they've won the game.
Yeah. Oh man, it's just, this is like one of those games that I'm talking about, like, they're such good teams, and you can tell, like, even though Root played, I mean, the early game draft for HelloMoto was just so much stronger, but Root did what they could. I mean, they got beaten every lane. Oh, did I miss something?
They've already killed him once. There won't be buyback. There's going to be a buyback on Morphling, maybe Windrunner. Yeah, she'll have enough.
Yeah, just enough reliable.
But still, it's, I mean, they're trying to get aggressive on bottom. I think this is the only thing they can really do. Unfortunately, they're getting aggressive on bottom, which is a lane that's HelloMoto is going to be pushing anyway. So even if they do take a Rax, it's just kind of unfortunate that, you know, the big creeps don't really do a whole lot for them.
You made me think I missed something. Fucking noob.
Hmm?
But yeah, no, I don't even know what they're doing. Honestly, HelloMoto can end this whenever they want. Like, they can just go and they can lose a team fight like they did, but they could get the Rax because they got the tower last time. So the Rax is empty and there's no glyph. They can just go in and Rax.
Watch, it'll be a team fight and they'll only pick up melee Rax.
Right.
And Root will be holding on to dear life with one range Rax. Oh dear. This game's just crazy.
Oh,
I keep on to see like a veiled Discord on this Earthshaker.
Yeah, this viewer chat, bro. They really like you. I'm just spinning off the panther.
Well, good. If you do like me, subscribe, please. I would love your guys' support. As you can see, we're not very known. You go into you know, any sort of stream, anybody starts talking about casters, go to live, not being brought up. So please, if you want to support up and coming, if you want to be there a year from now when we're at the 3rd International and we're like the lead casters for everything because Toby retired.
Well, I'll actually
because Toby retired. I'm not gonna
playing.
try and put myself up against Toby and win.
Bro.
Toby retires, and Dota
yeah,
Live is the big site for the rest of Dota. If you want to be in and be like that hipster and be like, yeah, bro, I was there from the beginning, please subscribe now.
You serious?
You'll have those bragging rights.
I'm gonna be the one playing in the international, so your caster's gonna have to be better than me.
Yeah, you'll be my Syndra. How about that? Uh-oh. Looking at Korea, kind of popping a BKB. They're trying to go on this Morphling with the BKB, as well as just soaking up damage, and it doesn't matter. He's just popping heroes left and right. Now going on Invoker after he took down Beatiz. They just profit from behind, picking up the Windrunner. But now they're just going to try and force this onto Windrunner buys back well, and the melee Rex, it doesn't matter, backdoor protection or no. The melee Rex goes
had a
down.
BKB. Really, that Morphling BKB really just
Yeah.
tore the fight up.
Yeah. Oh, HelloMoto, please don't tell me you're going back.
Oh, no.
Korea trying to go in. He's trying to pop the Lich of all heroes, but Morphling. Oh my goodness, replicating back out. He's going through middle now. Leshrac is going to get taken down, but Morphling's going to finish off the range racks. He's going for it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how this team fight goes. He is just manning up, and there goes the range racks. It doesn't matter how many heroes Korea kills. He almost kills himself on that blade mail. But now, oh my goodness, with both Windrunner and Morphling alive, it doesn't matter. Even if they just 5-man down middle, Morphling picking up that very last range racks. Oh man. But Root, I mean, why not? Why not? You've held on for this long.
Wait,
why not just 4-man down middle?
Defend against Megas, bro. Let's be serious. Yeah. See, that's what I was saying though. Like, look, they just don't want to give up because they made it this far. Obviously, I really do think this is gonna be one of the better and harder teams to beat, being HelloMoto out of this whole tournament. And they're not very known, but they're in the defense, so they will be soon. And this just goes to show why they played so well this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Thesso Sheep, Aghanims, Mech on this Furion. Poor Riki, all he has is a Diffusal BKB Manta. Stun coming out, trying to do some work. Oh, this could be an opportunity. Korea trying to pick off the Leshrac, the Root fucking missing. Oh, now he's trying to jump on Morphling. F-rank getting very, very low, but it doesn't matter if he goes down as long as the Morphling can be picked up, but they don't grab him. The BKB in the waveform is just too strong. And now the creeps are becoming a danger. Nature's Prophet, big shackle shot. On top of that, the Lich ultimate coming down. Korea, the only person left alive. Beat is trying to do what work he can with his ultimate. But it doesn't matter. They pick up the 3 hero kills on top of the Megas, which Invoker is trying to fend off from the base. Watch Korea just try and man up on middle. GG.
It was a really good game, actually. I mean, I didn't expect it to be like this. HelloMoto definitely took it early game, though. They definitely deserved it. They played so well in every lane. Just
even though HelloMoto always had control of the game, they always had an opportunity to win. You know, every team makes mistakes. Every team makes mistakes. And the fact that Root was able to capitalize on those mistakes and actually pick up some sort of semblance of a comeback, is just credit to how well they've done in this game.
Yeah. It goes to show that they're also going to be one of those teams that you're going to have to look out for in the future. They're going to be a really good team.
Alright guys, well, HelloMoto gonna move on to the semifinals, so we're gonna follow them into that, and I'm not sure who they're facing up against, but I mean, this is just the quarterfinals. Just imagine how well the semifinals and the finals are gonna go. So guys, please don't go anywhere. That was a pretty long game, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to get into the next game real quickly here. So guys, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna play some music, I'm gonna switch over, but don't go anywhere. We will be right back for the semifinals of the GamerUniversity #2 qualifier.